Hey, we are on day 4. Can you imagine? We're on day 4 today. So yes, hi. Sorry, my mind is in 25,000 different places right now because of a family emergency that we're going through, but I wanted to make sure that I was here to provide you with the information that I promised I would provide you with every single day. I'm here for you, and I hope that you've been enjoying the group so far. So today's video, we're going to be talking about meal prepping. So for the past 3 days, we've been building up to this point. First, we spoke about the meal planning process and how you can actually think about planning out your meals. Then we spoke about the different food groups that you want to include in the meals that you're having. So, all the different food groups that I told you about, making sure that you have your water. When do you want to have particular food groups throughout your day? And that is to help you plan out your meals for the upcoming week. So I don't know if you noticed, but in the file section, there is a meal plan template that I provided for you. And it's a really simple template. It really just says breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, supper, and snack optional or something like that. And then you could just plug in whatever meal that you're making. And this is what you're going to use to create your own meal plan for your family. Now, you might be wondering, why do I want to do this? Like, why do I want to give myself the headache of meal planning, meal prepping? Like, what? And I'm telling you guys, it is totally worth it. I'm not going to say that it's easy. I'm not going to say that it's quick because it's really not. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It takes me to meal plan. Most of the time I just wing it now. So I would say meal planning could take me like 20 minutes, not even. But to meal prep, I would say that still takes me a good 5 hours, if I'm going to be completely honest. And that's from the beginning to the end. And that's when I'm doing like a lot of different things. Because it takes time to cook, right? It takes time for you to prepare the things. And when I say like I'm prepping, like vegetables are cut for the week, fruits are washed for the week. Like this is everything. Literally, I'm in my kitchen on the Sunday or whatever day I decide to do it, and I don't step foot in the kitchen to cook again until the next week, unless like for breakfast I want to make some fresh pancakes or whatever. So this is why I feel like it's super important to do it, because you're going to be saving that time that you're in the kitchen every single day. Let's say you're in the kitchen for an hour to an hour and a half every day cooking. You just save that time by putting it all on that one day. Or you can do like I've done before, and one of my clients actually does as well. She does her meal prepping on 2 days. So she does it Sunday and then she does it Wednesday. That's another way that you can do it. Just figure out whichever way is easier for you and is doable for your family, because I do understand 5 hours is not exactly easy to get away from your children, especially if you're a single parent. It's not possible, right? So I know I've done this when Timmy's not around and I have both children running around. And in that case, I try to stick it onto a nap. When they go for their nap, I start, and then while they're napping, I'm getting the most of it done. And then afterwards, if they wake up, well, you just give them some snacks or whatever while they're waking up. You finish up what you're doing. And if you have to continue maybe an hour or two later, then whatever, you continue an hour or two later. But at least you have the bulk of it done, right? So here are the steps that I take when it comes to prepping. And I think that it's really important to prepare yourself for the meal prep day, just because it it could be a lot. And you need to communicate with those that are around you in your household. So if your spouse is there, let them know that you are prepping that day, and if they can help out a little bit more with the children on that day, then that would be greatly appreciated, so that you can take the time to actually do the meal prepping. So the first thing you do is you schedule it out. So as you've noticed, I've spoken a lot about scheduling things out and making sure that you have the time for it. And we're actually going to speak about that again further on in this group, the importance of scheduling and stuff like that, and routines and everything. But scheduling out when you're actually going to be doing your meal prepping is super important. You don't want to just wake up one day and say, okay, I think I'm going to meal prep today, because number one, you might not have everything available. You might not have the time. Let's say if that's a day when you're like, oops, I forgot we have a birthday party at 2:00. Well, unless you're getting up really early to meal prep, you're going to be cutting into your prepping time, So make sure that you plan out in your schedule when you're going to be doing your prepping. Number two, I would like you to clean your work environment. So, whenever you're going to be prepping your food, make sure that their sink is clear. Make sure that the counter is clear, that you don't have a whole bunch of things all over the place. Because if you're there and you're like, okay, I want to wash my chicken or I want to wash these vegetables, and your sink is full of dishes, then you have to stop. You have to clear the sink or wash the dishes, and then you have to put them to the side, and then you get back to your meal prepping. And that just cut like a half an hour, sometimes 45 minutes out of your time. You don't want to do all that. You don't have time to do all that. You want to be in the flow of what you're doing. So make sure that your work environment is very clear. Your sink is clear, your counters are clear, so that you can do what you need to do without stopping and moving things around. Then the third thing is making sure that all of your tools are available for you. And when I say tools, I mean, if you're going to be using your cutting board, make sure that it's out. Make sure that your knife is ready and available. You don't want these things to be, in the sink dirty or in a dishwasher washing while you need it. Make sure that your pots are available. Make sure that your pans, if you're putting things in the oven, are available. So just making sure that your tools are available to you when you're getting ready to do your meal prepping will help you tremendously. You don't want to get into the middle and as you're about to put something in the oven, you're like, the oven dish rack is in the dishwasher. Now I gotta wait, You don't want that to happen. And then after you take all of your tools out, then you want to think about, okay, what are you making? So you're taking your meal plan from day one, day two that we spoke about. So you're taking your meal plan and you're saying, what am I making and how am I making it? So it's not only about what am I making, how are you making it? Because now you need to know the logistics of all your tools that you have available to you. Are you putting everything in the oven? Are you putting things on the stove? Are you putting things in a slow cooker? Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to figure out, how are you doing this? Because if you're putting things on the stove and you have like 6 things to cook, obviously you can't cook 6 things at the same time unless you have a 6-burner stove, right? So you're going to be capped by the amount of resources that you have available to you. If you're putting things in the oven, well, you need to know, hey, I'm making like turnip fries. I love turnip fries. You just take the turnip, you cut it up, you add whatever spices on it that you want and herbs, and then you put it in the oven. It's delicious. Anywho, I digress. So let's say if you're making turnip fries, that takes forever. It's like almost an hour. So if you have that to make, but then you have some salmon to put in the oven, you know that they don't take the same amount of time. So you're going to put the turnip fries first, and maybe something else that could take a little bit longer, like some chicken or, I don't know, a pot roast or something or the other. And then towards the end, you can add the salmon in. So they pretty much all finish around the same time. Or, if you have 4 things to go into the oven, well, put the thing that's going to be longer at the beginning. And then that way, whatever the short stuff can just like slide in, take out, slide in, take out. And that's it. You're done with the oven, right? In that same amount of time that your longest thing is taken to cook. Same thing with the stove. If you're going to be using multiple burners, well, you want to make sure that, one thing isn't dependent on the other. If you're making like a pasta sauce, but then you have your pasta that you need to make, but all your burners are used, then it's like, oh my God, why did I do it in this way, So just planning out how you're going to be making your meals is totally going to help you with the whole timing of everything. And then after that, the most, this is the part that is super important to me, but that's just because I'm picky, is how are you storing it? How are you going to be storing the food once you have it cooked? Because I'm really picky. So this is just me. This is a pet peeve. Well, not a pet peeve, but whatever. It's me, okay? So if I cook something on Sunday and it's still in the fridge by Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, to me, that's not good anymore. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's good anymore. And I would throw it out, which is why I don't do that anymore. If I cook, so when I cook on the Sundays, I make sure I freeze half of it. So I put it in the freezer because I know that if I leave it in the fridge, I'm not gonna want to eat it on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I cooked it on Sunday. No, that's not happening. Or if I make something like boiled eggs, Boiled eggs technically only last in the fridge for about like 2 days max. So if I make boiled eggs on Sunday, then I'll make another batch on maybe Wednesday or Thursday for the rest of the other days of the week. So thinking about how you're going to store your food is as important as actually planning it and preparing it, because you want to make sure that your food's going to last and that it's going to stay fresh, right? So these are the things that I want you to think about whenever you're planning, whenever you're going to be prepping your foods. Now, here's the thing. Those were the steps, right? Now is the part that I want you to really think, because I know it seems like a lot, but I really want you to think about, what are you saving by doing this? And not only time savings. I'm not talking about, you're saving an hour to an hour and a half every single day and you're putting it on that one day or the 2 days like divided. I want you to think about, what else are you saving by doing this? Are you saving any money? Because there's those days where you're coming home from work and you're like, I don't feel like cooking today. Let's stop and get some McDonald's, or let's get some pizza. You're saving money by doing this. You're also saving your waistline by doing this, because that stop to McDonald's or to wherever to get some pizza, it's not happening. So you're not having unhealthy food, because you're going to have the food that's already available in your house, right? So you're saving on that. You're saving on not only the time to actually cook these things, but what are you going to do during that time? You could be squeezing in a workout during that time. You could be spending more time with your children during that time. You can be working on that side business that you have during that time. There's so many things that you can be doing during that hour to an hour and a half every evening that you saved by meal prepping and putting everything away in advance. So this was what I wanted to talk about when it comes to meal prepping, meal planning, all the different food groups. This is pretty much the 3 days of information that I wanted to give you when it comes to that topic, because I feel like it's so important that we actually do this work, because yes, it is work, but it's something that's so important and it's going to help you stay on track when it comes to this lifestyle that you want to live, that I feel like it's 3 days of information to be able to show you how important that this is. And hopefully this is something that you will adopt into your your household and adapt to your needs. I think that's what I wanted to say. It all worked out. So hopefully this was informational for you. Please let me know in the comments what you're going to be taking from this, what you're going to be using for your household. And please use the template that's in the file section of this group. Create your own meal plan. Show me a picture of your meal plan. Post it in the group. Let me know what you're going to be doing, because the whole point of this is I'm hoping that this is information that's going to be useful for you, that you can use in your household, and it's going to help you get closer and closer to your goals. So with that being said, I will see you later, and I hope you did your workout today. Bye.